New at 6, it was November 12, 2013, when Joseph Gatto was shot and killed inside his Silver Lake home. A decade later, his family is still looking for answers, hoping a killer will be found and justice will finally be served.
With more, we are joined in studio by Joseph Gatto's son, former State Assemblyman Mike Gatto. Good to see you.
It's great to be here.
You know, your dad made such an impact in so many people's lives. Tell us a little bit about him for people that didn't know him.
Well, so he was a beloved teacher, a beloved mentor to so many people. The moment that I'll always remember is when I was giving the eulogy at his funeral, and there's 1,200 people in a church made for 200 people. And I said, if anyone here was taught by my father or somebody whose life he touched profoundly, please rise. And about 3/4 of the audience rose. He taught so many people. He'd never missed a day of school in 47 years teaching.
Wow, 47 years.
And to think that it's been a decade and you were out there at the gravesite with your kids yesterday, you make this a point to go there each anniversary. In terms of a cold case, your sister was told to have some patience, there's DNA testing involved. Is it absolutely a cold case? Have suspects ever been named in this?
The police have a profile, they have somebody, or they have an idea of who the person might be. But for me, after 10 years, it's not just about my family. Do I want justice for my father? Absolutely. Does he deserve it? Absolutely. But there are about 2,500 murders every year in California, and roughly 45% of them go unsolved. And I'm lucky, I'm fortunate. I have a platform. I pal around with elected officials. I have a Twitter following. But you think about all the families out there who don't have a platform, and they just desperately want their family members not to be forgotten. So I try to draw attention to everybody's plight who's still waiting for answers.
So, I mean, you are in the public policy business, or at least was. What do you think from a public policy perspective can be done to better serve the families of people involved with cold cases?
Yeah. So there's an old saying in Sacramento that anecdotes make bad law. And what they mean is don't have a personal experience govern your policy-making career. However, it's hard. I mean, it's impossible to ignore something like this. And I think, frankly, that our laws in California have gone too far in one direction. Criminal justice tends to be a pendulum. At certain periods of our life, we say, throw them all away, throw away the key. At another point, we say, let them all go. We've gone too far in this direction. I think we need to bring it a little more towards the center.
We're looking at video from the 10 years ago when your dad was killed. As far as I understand, someone came into the home, a perpetrator, and shot him in the abdomen.
Correct.
I mean, do you think that there will be an arrest eventually?
I do. The police have told me that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. However, it is kind of weird. There's certain things about my father's case that are very strange. He's killed in his third-floor bedroom in a very quiet community where crime just doesn't occur. He had no enemies. There's a part of me that sometimes wonders if there's something more to it, but I never have lost faith. I've never lost hope, and I do hope the crime will be solved.
And hopefully that new DNA technology might be helpful in putting the pieces together at some point. You talked about your dad as a teacher every day for 47 years, and he's had some really remarkable students.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Kehinde Wiley, he went on to paint, of course, President Obama's White House portrait. Jane Wu, Blue-Eyed Samurai, right in the news right now, was one of his mentees. He taught Josh Groban, the musician, so many people, and it's been really wonderful to hear all of them come forward and tell great stories of him. Muralist Robert Vargas, so many people really loved what he was able to do. He gave hope for art students, non-traditional students, as people used to say.
And this is hardest for you, a gathering from Susan Harris-Duno, who you talked to yesterday, for your kids.
Yeah.
What do you tell them about Grandpa?
There's been a lot of missed milestones, a lot of things that you expect a grandparent to be a part of that we've missed. I do everything I can to keep his legacy alive. I never got the artistic gene. My oldest daughter does. She's got it. So we've been trying to help that flourish and remind her that it comes from her gramps.
Well, Mike, thank you for keeping him on. This is the Joe Gatto Memorial Highway, which is part of his legacy. And as we look at other images of your family honoring him and the work that he's done, a shout out to him and think about how we can be more like Joe Gatto as we go forward. Thank you so much for being here, and we appreciate all that you do.
Thank you, Alex.